Brought to you by Kellogg's. Kellogg's Cereals. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, currently starring on Broadway in Chin Chin at the Barrymore Theater, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now, a very talented comedian who is opening tomorrow night at Kelly's in Chicago, stopped off here on his way, Mr. Shelley Berman.
And now the First Lady of the Fourth Estate, Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, the delightful Bennett Cerf.
I'd like to say that Miss Arlene Francis, this panel is in Chin Chin on Broadway, and she is superb. And if you get a chance, go to see it.
Thank you, sir.
Here's our panel moderator, imported by CBS and Goodson Todman from South Africa at incredible expense, Mr. John Charles Daly.
Well, it could have been worse. Bennett might have said they shipped me over in a cattle boat. Glad it was incredible expense. Shelley, nice to have you with us again, sir.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
We have some very nice folks, and I think you're going to find the occupations extremely interesting tonight. I'm sure the half hour will keep you busy anyway. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program, and we'll meet our first challenger after this word. And now to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please?
Barbara? Dickinson, right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Dickinson?
Miss.
Miss Dickinson, where are you from?
Valley Forge, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's famous country, I must say. Miss Dickinson, may I present our panel? Valley Forge, PA. Yeah. Would you join me over here now, please?
Do you know how we keep score, Miss Dickinson?
Yes, I do.
Fine. Then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Miss Dickinson is self-employed and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Dickinson, may we dismiss anything to do with George Washington and the Revolution,
Yes.
Valley Forge?
Yes.
Would you say that your work fell into the line of the entertainment industry?
Yes.
It is. Would it be something that entertainment that might be done out of doors?
Yes.
Would it have anything to do with possibly with carnivals, state fairs, or amusement parks?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
People come to see you perform out of doors. Is there anything that requires dexterity in what you do?
Yes, I would say that some degree of dexterity would be critically important to the proper functioning as in the line that Miss Dickinson.
Are animals involved in your work in any way?
Yes.
Are they four-legged?
Yes.
Are they almost as large or as large as a horse?
Yes.
Do you do anything that is often done by men?
Yes.
Anything like bulldogging or... Bulldogging?
Yes. No, you can bulldog in Valley Forge, sure. Bulldogging.
No.
No.
That's fine. 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Berman.
Do you work with horses, may I ask that?
Yes.
Do you work in what we call rodeos or rodeos?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
But that's where you work out of doors with the horses.
Yes.
Do you jump them?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Dickerson, do you have anything to do with racetracks?
Yes.
Do you have something to do with the horses before they race?
Yes.
Are you a trainer?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
She has something to do with the horses before they race, but she doesn't train them. Would I be correct in thinking myself that you might be a little too heavy to be a jockey?
Yes.
So you are not a jockey. Do you, if you don't train them, do you curry them or take care of them?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Berman.
You sort of talk to him, I guess. Do you handle the horse in any way before the race?
Yes.
Do you handle horses on all occasions before races?
Well, when gainfully occupied...
Well, I mean, before every race, would you say go up to a horse and just sort of handle it with whatever you do with horses?
Before every race on a card?
Well,
No.
all I'm saying...
Thank you very much, Mr. Berman. That's no. 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, Miss Dickerson, do you ever have anything to do with them during the race?
No.
That makes it 8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Dickerson, are you in view of the fans in the stand when the race starts?
Yes.
Have you got anything to do with the official starting of the race?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis. There's a...
You don't give them a test of any kind, do you?
No.
That makes it 10 down and no more to go. What is the one
that was
term
a-
that you've all just jumped over?
Trainer, owner?
Exercise girl.
Oh, well, that's what I meant by
Say that again, John. Would you mind repeating that gesture? I loved it.
It's like, yeah.
But isn't that training?
An open...
No, but it's, don't you curry the horses when you exercise them and care
No.
for them? You
She's
just
an
walk them.
Exercise girl. She rides them in the tryouts in the morning, you know, and you say, we get them out there and
Oh.
do it.
Oh,
one
I
in
see.
700.
She's an exercise boy.
And she's an exercise boy, except she's an exercise girl. We had to keep this straight.
Who's going to win the Derby, Miss Dickerson?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You
Probably
don't-
the most exercised horse will...
One of 3 horses. And actually, it's something I didn't know. Miss Dickerson is licensed as an exercise boy, girl, hyphen. And you've just come from Gulfstream, is it?
Gulfstream Park.
Gulfstream Park, and is now going to Washington
Park in Homewood, Illinois.
in Homewood, Illinois. So she moves from track to track, which is why she's self-employed. She does it for many trainers.
Yeah.
She's very
Must
good at
be fun.
exercising horses. It's too bad that they didn't know more about racetracks, but it worked out beautifully for you. Thanks very much for being
Thank
our
you
guest.
very
Nice to have you.
I feel awful.
Now to meet our second challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Hans? Well, now. Yes, indeed, and it's very nice to see you, too. What is this? Height? That's fine. Where are you from, Mr. Height?
Borås, Sweden.
Borås, Sweden. How nice to have someone from Sweden. Where is Borås?
Oh,
Is it close to Stockholm?
Close to Gothenburg on the west side.
Oh, fine. It's a lovely city. I was there summer before last in Gothenburg.
That's
We
right.
drove from there to... I think it was too bad we've only got a half an hour, because I'd tell you about the whole trip if we had a little more time. Well, Mr. Heitch, may I present our panel here? And now would you join me over here? Coming from Sweden, do you know how we keep score?
Yes.
The panel...
I'm informed about it.
All righty, fine. All you have to do is to get them a nice no out, and we'll flip cards. 10 no's, and you've won the game. And now we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. We can tell you that Mr. Heitch is salaried and deals in a product, and we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Of course, you come from a country where smorgasbord is very well known. Do you have anything to do with something to eat?
No. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Berman.
Is the product that you deal in, is it imported to the United States from
Yes.
the country? And it is sold to the American public?
Yes.
Is this product made of metal, or any part of this product made of metal?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is this product solid rather than liquid?
Is the product solid rather than liquid?
Yes.
Could I hold it in my hand?
Yes. Easily.
Is it in any way ornamental?
Ripon?
Is it ornamental? Is it pretty to look at?
Yes.
Could I hold it in just one hand?
I hope so.
It's not alive, is it?
No.
Yes, it is not alive, no.
Is it something that comes from the ground?
Comes from the ground.
No.
No. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Harsh, you're a relation of the roast beef harshes.
I didn't get it either, Mr. Heitch, but I think
Let
it's
it go.
probably just as well that we don't.
Okay.
Mr. Harsh, can your product be worn in any way?
Yes.
Is it worn by both sexes?
No.
No, I think in this case, Bennett, we have to give you a no, but I will say that in the particular case of Mr. Heitch, it is not worn by both sexes, but this does not preclude the possibility that the product itself might, under other circumstances, be worn by
Well,
both.
if that's true, we're going for a product, not just the one particular one that Mr. Harsh
But you said is your product.
was the product. Well, all right.
See, it's the your that does it.
Is it a product that might be given to me for a present, and would I be grateful?
Yes.
Is it a valuable product?
Hope so.
Well, now, what do you mean by valuable? You give us a standard of measurement.
Well, with me, anything more than $5 is very valuable.
Yeah. All right, then, Arlene.
Is it anything in the jewelry world?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Berman.
It is something that can be worn. It is small enough to hold in the hand, and yet it is not jewelry. Is that what we've got so far with this?
Mm-hmm.
Is it an article that would be regarded more as apparel than as ornamental?
I think we would have to agree it would be
Yes.
considered more apparel than ornamental.
Would it be an article of clothing?
I think generally we would have to agree that...
Would a lady regard this more as an accessory than as a necessity?
No, I think we would have to say there that a lady would tend to think of it more as a necessity. Mr. Cerf? Sorry, Mr. Kilgallen.
I'm not too sure I
I
want
must
the
have
ball.
thrown him all to
Ball.
pieces with that one.
May I rule out that it's a handkerchief?
No. May you rule out that it's a handkerchief? That's right. Yes, you may rule it out. It's not a handkerchief, right?
Oh, rolled it out like a handkerchief.
Yes.
No. Sorry.
Is it something that I would not carry in my purse?
In some sort of purses.
Yeah, I would say here it would depend on the circumstance and the purse. I don't think it is...
I mean in a very small purse.
No.
Oh, fine. I'm glad you said a very small purse. That's...
Well, is that I would not carry it? Or
Did
that I
you
would?
say, is it something that you
I
would
would not carry it.
Oh, in a very small purse. Then all right, Dorothy, you go ahead.
Would I ever wear this to the beach?
Yes.
Is it a bikini? Bathing suit?
Bathing suit.
Some type of bathing apparel?
Yes. Now, what has Mr. Heitch got to do with bathing suits?
He designs them.
Right. He designs them. Very good. Mr. Heitch is one of Europe's foremost designers of bathing suits, and as
Well,
a
you can
result-
tell it just by looking at him.
Yeah. Let me see. Your bathing suits are made of Helanka,
Yes.
which is what?
Like a stretch nylon.
Stretch nylon.
All of them.
But now, where does the Helanka come from? Is this a Swedish word?
No, you know, most of it comes from the U.S. or there are lots of producers in Europe, too. The first one was probably DuPont.
Yeah. So, but all of the suits are made out of what you
Yes.
call Helanka, stretched nylon.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, I think since you've come all the way from Sweden, we'll flip those too, and we hope you enjoyed your visit. It was nice to have you with us, Mr. Hyde. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which, as you all know, the panel is blindfolded. Are the blindfolds in place, panel?
Oh, yes.
Good. Will you get it right over that boat? Thank you very much. And now will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. As you know, panel, in this case, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
Mr. Cerf?
A lot of singers in town this week. Do you do singing professionally?
Miss Francis?
Do you have many very successful records?
One down and 9 to go, Mr. Berman.
Do you work primarily in the nightclubs?
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you in a current Broadway musical?
Mr. Cerf?
Are you the star of this musical?
Miss Francis?
Are you the star of Tovarish?
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Berman.
Is this a brand new musical?
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you Judy Holliday?
Well, I must say that was done with dispatch, Miss Judy. We've got to
I
give
let
them
nature take its course. I'm hoarse.
The musical is Hot Spot, and not too surprising. In fact, not surprisingly at all, a great personal triumph again for Miss Judy Holliday.
Thank you.
I'm in the ranks of those who will go very far to see you do anything.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you back on Broadway.
It's good to be back, yes.
May I ask the panel a question? Did you get any hint from the disguised voices that it might be Miss Holliday?
A little bit.
Just a little
I
discreet?
confidently expected it.
I can't speak in my natural voice because it's distinguishable.
That it is. I saw the other night on television, you remember the movie that you made with, oh dear.
Jack Lemmon?
No, this goes back when you went to Washington and...
Paul Douglas?
Paul Doug... No,
Born
no.
yesterday.
Yeah, Born Yesterday. That's right. I saw
Oh.
it the other night, and it was just as good as the first time I ever saw it. There was a lot of fun. You looked as though you had a great deal of fun making that.
That was wonderful fun, yes.
You look like you have a lot of fun doing everything that you do. Well, lots of success with Hot Spot. And
Thank you.
I must say, I'm pleased and glad to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
All in all, we'll have to agree that you've done rather well so far, night panel, and we'll have another contestant after this word from our alternate sponsor. And now to meet a final contestant, will you enter and sign in, please? Nora Reddington, is that right?
Miss or Mrs. Reddington? Miss Reddington? And where are you from?
Originally from Galway, Ireland, now living in New York.
Originally from Galway, Ireland, and now living in New York?
That's right.
You're right in the city?
That's right. Queens.
Out in Queens? Huh? On Long Island?
That's right.
Do you like it?
Yes, very much.
Yes, it is nice. It's not as lovely as Galway, but...
Why don't you two go somewhere?
Well, we thought we might. We thought we might. Well, it's very nice. You don't have to be this frightened. Nothing can happen. Now, Miss Reddington is a little bit scared of that, where is it? I know that one's turned on over there. You see the red lights? You don't have to be afraid of it. One hasn't bitten me, and I've been around them a long, long time.
It's you she's scared of.
Miss Reddington, may I present our panel? And now would you join me over here, please? You know how we keep score?
Yes.
Beg your pardon, Bennett?
Tell us where Miss Redding comes from. We didn't hear a word.
Yeah, from Galway, Ireland originally, but now is living in New York in Queens, out on Long Island. And you know how we keep score?
Yes, I do.
All right, in that event, we will let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. We can tell you that Miss Reddington is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Shelley Berman.
Well, I'll start by... I'm sure she's not a police officer.
No.
Does your service apply to both sexes, Miss Reddington?
Yes, it does.
Would I ever employ your services?
Yes, you would.
If I did employ your services, would I come to you, or would you come... would I come to you for your services?
Yes, sort of.
In a manner of speaking, we would have to agree that you would have to take the initiative yourself to avail yourself of the service rather than
Well, as
Miss
a matter of
Reddington
fact,
taking it.
I'd sort of like that.
Yeah,
Would I call you if I needed help or needed your services? Would I
Yes.
phone you?
Yes,
Yes, you
oh,
would.
you could do that. Mm-hmm.
This is getting very frightening. Now,
Ask
do
her
you,
for a number.
Do you wear it? Well, I'm going to get to that. Don't rush me.
I think that was a classic case, Arlene, of taking the words right out of Shelley's mouth.
I wanted to do it my own way, Arlene.
You're quite right.
What is your number, madam? Now, tell me, do you wear a specific uniform for the services that
No.
you perform?
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you work indoors?
Yes.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes, I do.
Could I use your service?
Yes, you could.
Could you do what you do without a college education?
Yes, I can.
Is there paperwork involved with what you do?
Excuse me?
Is there paperwork involved?
Yes.
There is a degree of it, Dorothy. I wouldn't say that, it's highly critical to the performance, but there is some paperwork involved.
To get back to Shelley ringing you up, would you give him any advice or information over the phone?
Yes, I would.
Would this ever be followed up by a personal call by you or anyone else?
Well, I should hope not. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Reddington, do you, the service that you perform, is this in the employ of somebody else?
Yes.
Would the person that you work for possibly be a professional person?
I hear you mean a doctor, lawyer.
Doctor, lawyer,
No,
dentist?
Bennett. Sorry. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you, however, work for a rather large organization?
Yes, I do.
And the information that you give on the telephone, would you be likely to give it quite often on the telephone?
Yes.
Would the telephone company ever use your services?
Yes, they would.
Do you work for the telephone company?
Yes, I do.
Do you give numbers or information like time or weather?
That's it.
Yes.
Very good. To celebrate the arrival of a good Galway Irish gal upon our program, we flip all the rest of the cards, but you have dug out the truth here. Actually, Miss Reddington does information and weather. You know, the weather goes every hour, they change it. Miss Reddington is one of the information operators who does the weather and on the tape.
They never talk back to you. You keep saying, what did you say?
What did you say?
Keep repeating the same
Best
thing.
is the same old weather. Hope you enjoyed your visit. It was very nice to have you with us, Miss Reddington. Good night.
I've spoken to you many times. Nice to meet you.
Well, congratulations, panel. You were hot as a pistol tonight. Nice to see you, Shelley, and good night, Miss Arlene Francis.
Good night, John. Good night, dear Shelley. Have a successful engagement.
Thank you very much. Good night to you, Dorothy.
Good night, Shelley. Good night, Bennett.
Miss Reddington and you, Dorothy, remind me, Irish girls are very pretty indeed.
Oh,
Good night, John.
That they are. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Woodson and Bill Cosby. Johnny Olson speaking. Many school-age boys and girls can't pass minimum physical achievement tests. Make sure your child's school has a daily program of physical education.